cocktail shaken. Cocktails on the fly. I'm your Flighty Hostess, Alberta Straub.
In our last two shows, we learned all about what goes into Distillery No. 209's world-famous gin, from the spirits to the herbs and spices that make its flavor oh so special. Now it's on to the test lab.
So what do we have here?
Well, these are my practice stills. Here, a pair of safety glasses for you.
Safety first. It's always important when alcohol's involved.
And drink responsibly.
So Arne, what are these things?
Well, I mentioned our good hetchy water, but we do take out the chemicals that are put in by the municipality. So that's what these little tanks do, and take it right back to snow melt.
Okay, snow melt. Okay, we can't be more pure than that. And what's going on here? I see a bubbling cauldron.
Yes, this is a distillation I set up for you of bergamot. So I know how much you love bergamot.
Are you serious?
So, yes.
Fantastic.
So what we have here is our alcohol and water in a glass version of the big guy over there.
Oh my gosh, this is, wow, it's so amazing.
So what happens in a distillation is you see the little simmering going on.
Okay.
And the alcohol is coming off, but it's completely transparent. And then, just as it starts to cross the lye tube,
Right.
you start to see where it begins to come back into
Okay.
a liquid form.
Okay, wait, so hold on. So this is what happens up there, only in
Exactly.
smaller form.
Right.
And then it comes down through here. And then
And
where would
this
the
is-
spirit safe be in this?
Well, the spirit safe is right about here.
Okay. Okay, fantastic. But you don't have one on this thing, do you?
No, we don't. This
Okay,
is where we
good.
can sample it. And as it comes across here as a vapor, it becomes in contact with the chilled water tube in the center here, which is made of copper.
Okay.
And copper is very important because copper takes out the natural sulfides
Oh, really?
in anything. So it makes for a very clean spirit. And you
Now-
notice our copper pot still is copper for that reason, also among the fact that it is very good about conducting heat.
Now, fantastic. Now, the coil, is there something to do, I read about maybe perhaps a surface area type issue, or is that?
When we created this coil, I made it a very tight coil just so we'd have a lot of cooling area in there.
Okay, fantastic. So you're telling me that some Bergamot spirit
Yeah,
comes out?
let's collect some right now.
Goody. This is my favorite part of On Location.
So you can see it's a very slow distillation right now.
Lovely. I certainly love the bubbling cauldron part
Isn't it
of this.
beautiful?
It's amazing.
So here, have a nose.
Oh, that smells so good. Bergamot is fantastic. Is it okay if I taste it?
You can taste it. It's going to be pretty high alcohol level, though.
But it's good. I'm a professional. Don't try this at home.
Yeah. And
No, but I really taste the Bergamot. And one really fabulous thing that an event Arne held recently was he distilled individually each of the spirits, or not spirits, but the botanical elements that he puts in the gin, or I guess you had one or two duds that weren't really in there.
oh, quite possibly.
But it was so much fun to actually get an idea of what these things was. You had spirit of coriander, spirit of juniper berry, and we got to taste how each one of these tasted distilled. And this is the Bergamot, and this is quite amazing. And it really, you learn a lot about how the process that you go through is involved, because just by simply smelling and tasting this kind of thing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So you work at these stills all day
I
long,
distill
kind
a
of
lot
making
of things, yes.
Yeah, you got some secret things
Of
coming out
course,
someday
yeah.
soon.
We've got the next generation of products, so I'm always working on those. When we find something that's interesting, we'll bring it to the market.
Well, I can't wait to possibly get some taste tests of that. So this is your experimentation station. So as far as the still is concerned, what happens next after that, after the
Well,
process?
we collect all the gin out of the heart of the distillation.
Okay.
And then we let it sit for about 3 days, because each different botanical has a different interaction with alcohol and water. And so you can actually taste the cardamom stage, and you can taste the juniper stage.
That is
and
really
the coriander
fascinating.
stage. So at the end, we stir it all up,
Okay.
make sure it's very well mixed, and we let it sit for about 3 days. And at that point, we're ready to bottle.
Fantastic. Ready to bottle.
Yep.
So how does that happen? Because
Well-
you know I want to bottle.
Yes, you do, and I'm happy to help you out on that. What we do is we put it into our bottling tank, which is one of those tanks over on the far side,
Okay.
and we add water to bring it down to our
The tanks
bottle
on the far
strength.
side, you mean there was one tank that you started off with, but the ones at the end are
Actually, it's one of our square tanks right on this
square
side.
tanks over here? Okay, cool.
And we add in our water because the spirit is a much higher proof than we want to actually go to the bottle with.
What are you looking for in the bottle?
We put 92 proof is what we have 209 at.
Okay, fantastic.
And then when we've got it down to the level that we want, we pump it over here to our bottling line.
Arne, let's go over here and see what happens. Can I take my glasses off?
Yeah, you can
Is
take
it
your
safe?
glasses off now.
Okay, Arne, now that we have this fabulous gin and it's all done and made, how do we get it into the bottles? How do I get it to me in my hot little hands so I can make a cocktail out of it?
Well, we use our filling line, which is right here.
This is really neat. Look at all this equipment.
Yeah, it's-
Shamil, Shamaba. Just kidding.
It's very similar to what you see on television.
Okay.
We've got a rinsing unit over there. We make sure the
right.
bottles are clean.
Okay.
They march down the line here. These 6 wands will go up, and the spirit will come in through these hoses, and then they'll go back into the bottle and fill up the bottles. And then once they're filled, they'll march down the line here.
Lovely, lovely.
And when we get to this section, we'll have a cap on the bottle, and we call this little guy NASCAR because it goes vroom, 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 just like
That's so fabulous.
on a race circuit. So that comes down and puts
NASCAR comes down, okay.
puts the cap on to the specific height and tightness.
Great.
This little guy puts a little coat on it, so I can always trace back the bottling of the gin that we made.
Okay, cool.
And it keeps marching down the line here to our sorting table, where we have several folks help us put it into our boxes.
How do you sort it? Would you just,
Well, we hand inspect every bottle
Okay.
and make sure that the quality is there, because what's our motto there actually, the best is good
best
enough.
is good enough, and we have the best here. That's right, at 209.
So we do 100% inspection of every bottle, and then put it into our cartons, goes onto our pallets, and we're ready to send it to the world.
Wonderful. Okay, well, so there you go. The gin is bottled and it's sent out to all of you and me so we can make our fabulous cocktails. This is Distillery 209. Thank you so much for showing us
My
around. I had
pleasure,
a great
Alberta.
time. I hope all of you will go out and buy a bottle and try it for your cocktails because you will enjoy it. Thank you very much. I'm Alberta Straub and this is Cocktails on the Fly.
Distillery number 209. They start with a premium grade corn-based spirit, which is mixed with Sierra snowmelt. It's brewed with juniper berries and a mix of coriander, cardamom, bergamot, and other spices and herbs. Maybe the exact recipe is a secret. The brew is steeped overnight, then is slowly distilled. The test lab is a miniature still. All the ingredients are distilled and tested. This wonderful gin is bottled and sent around the world. Delicious.
Cocktail shaken.